Yesterday marked the beginning of Climate Week here in New York City. That is an event which brings together climate leaders and heads of government. It takes place every year in partnership with the United Nations General Assembly and the city of New York. Climate Week features 600 events across New York City led by people and organizations who want to move the needle a little bit on climate change.
Yeah, so joining us this morning is Danni Washington, a climate advocate who has made it her mission to educate children from underserved communities about climate health, the importance of our oceans' health, and how it plays a major role in our climate and the world we live in. So good morning, Danni. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Can you first tell us exactly how you got involved in the concerns about the climate?
Well, I started in marine science. I studied marine biology at the University of Miami and began my career in this opportunity to communicate about science and about the ocean, how beautiful it is and how much it impacts our lives. Fast forward to today, I work as a communicator, and I'm also an 11th hour racing ambassador, spreading the word about why the ocean is so important to be a climate solution, really. And I do several other things, but I love when I come to New York and I get to be a part of Climate Week. It's so exciting.
Well, and let's talk about that for a second. When we talk about climate change, I think people think of the thermometer, right? Yep. They think of the temperature and the heat. But why is the ocean such an important piece of this conversation?
It's an incredibly important part of the puzzle, right? When we talk about climate change, the ocean is truly a solution. The ocean has absorbed over 90% of the heat generated by emissions, first of all, and then that causes a cascade where we see melting sea ice, sea level rise, ocean acidification. But the ocean is truly the source and the solution for the future. And if we pay attention, if we recover and restore the ocean, we're going to be able to, get into the future, a better future for all of us.
So you say we need to pay attention. So what should we do to help in this effort?
There's lots that we can do. I mean, first, getting involved with Climate Week is the first step. There are 600 events across the city. I'll be at one of them at the Javits Center, the Nest Climate Campus, with 11th Hour Racing, talking about a new sustainability toolbox, which helps organizations and groups develop their sustainability program, but also on a daily basis, your choices, the foods that you eat, the reduction of plastic consumption, and as well as influencing policy and talking to world leaders, our local leaders, to create rules and regulations that will help protect the environment.
The foods that we eat.
Oh, yeah.
So give us an example.
So looking at different seafood consumption and looking at the things that we choose to buy at the store, we're influencing choices all the time. So if we protect those species that are out in the ocean and make better choices for example, plant-based eating and things like that will help reduce our carbon footprint in the world and also protect marine species.
You talk about influencing world leaders, and you're kind of doing that, but you're taking the long view on that. You run a nonprofit called Big Blue and you educate kids that are in underserved communities. I assume the goal of that is to sort of educate tomorrow's citizens and voters and leaders about climate change.
That to me is the most important part. It's about having a voice in the movement, having a voice for our planet. And by inspiring young kids through Big Blue and You, we use art and science to inspire them to get involved. We can then generate these new leaders of the world that are going to make better choices for our planet.
Now, you had mentioned that you are the ambassador for the 11th Hour Racing Sustainability Toolbox session. Can you explain exactly what that is and what you'll be doing?
Well, 11th Hour Racing is an incredible organization that empowers a lot of ambassadors around the world to do ocean-focused work. They're hosting a session that's going to be focused on a toolbox, the sustainability toolbox, which then allows organizations to develop their own sustainability programs and maybe even enhance what they already have. And it's community-generated. It's an amazing free resource online, and I'm just so excited to share it because we need more people involved in sustainability.
Do you feel like we're making progress, though, as a whole? Around the world? Are we still kind of behind the ball right now?
We are a bit behind the ball, not a bit, a lot. We need to do a lot more work as individuals, but also collectively. But there's still time, and what I love most about the ocean is that it restores my hope every single time I interact with it, because the ocean has this incredible capacity to fix itself, to restore itself. But we humans, we have to give it time and space to do so. And we also have to take action on land and make sure that we reduce our behaviors that are impacting the ocean negatively.
And let's talk about that for just a second. I think when a lot of folks think about climate change, it seems like such a giant, insurmountable problem that I might think, well, I'm just one person. What am I going to do today that's going to fix the planet? Because that seems like such an overwhelming goal. But you talked about things like how you shop and the purchases that you make. What are other individual actions folks can take?
Individual actions would be talking to your local legislators, even your mayor, your city council members. These folks are making big decisions for your community when it comes to protecting the world around you and creating a natural space and a safe space for us to live in. So you need to be involved with those things, those choices. Vote in November. Make sure to get involved that way. And then also get involved in some coastal cleanups. You can also support local organizations that are doing climate actions around your neighborhood and state and nation. So just get involved as soon as you can. We can all play a part no matter what you do in the world.
This is what I love about you, is that you are using your voice, you're using your platform to make people more aware about the importance of climate change. Because you're not only an advocate for the ocean, here as a live, real person, but also on TV.
Speaking of using your voice, yeah, you play the role of Tante Chantal, Ariel's marine biologist mermaid auntie on Disney Junior. That's so great because it's so close to real life. You're a marine biologist.
Thank you so much. Yeah, no, it's a dream come true to play this role as Ariel's auntie on the show. And Tante Chantal is a marine biologist mermaid, okay? Like, they literally couldn't have picked a perfect role for me.
So crazy.
Typecasting.
And we have a good time, and we get to talk about fish facts and all the cool things about the ocean. But the goal is to make children inspired to love the ocean, right? Because if you protect what you love, and if we can get this next generation involved and more connected to the water, we're going to see big changes and better choices in the future. So I just love it. I have had a great time recording the show, and I'm excited for everyone to see it.
Do you help with the script writing then? Because you're so involved?
In the studio when we're recording, maybe a little ad-libbing, but they have some great writers on the team, and obviously the animation is gorgeous. I mean, I want to be in Atlantica with Ariel all the time because it's so beautiful. It's like my dream coral reef, kingdom.
So great.
Love it, love it.
So great.
Well, Danni, thanks so much for being on the show. It's great to meet you. And thank you for the work that you're doing, too.
I really appreciate that. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. If you would like to get involved in educating children on climate change and the ocean, go to bigblueandyou.org.
All right, and still ahead on New York Living, taking care of your body so it takes care of you.
Indeed, we've got the experts from One Brooklyn Health here to tell you everything you need to know about National Rehab Awareness Month. I know how that guy's aimed.